Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own life? Like you are wearing a suit that doesn't fit, or walking a path that leads nowhere? We often spend our years trying to force doors open, trying to make people love us, or struggling to build a career that only leaves us exhausted. We think we have to build our lives from scratch, brick by heavy brick. But Florence Scovel Shinn dropped a bombshell of a truth in the 1920s that is even more urgent today. She said, "There is a place that you are to fill and no one else can fill, something you are to do which no one else can do. This is your divine design. It is not a dream you have to invent. It is a blueprint already stored in your superconscious mind. It is a life of perfect self-expression, where the money flows, the health is vibrant, and the love is effortless." Today, we aren't just going to talk about manifestation. We are going to find the master key to your specific individual destiny. Before we unlock the 40 gates of the divine design, take a deep breath. You are not here to work for your life anymore. You are here to release it. If you feel your soul stirring, subscribe to the spoken word. This is your sanctuary for the truth. Click the bell because the next few minutes will change how you look at your future forever. Leave a comment saying, "I am ready for my divine design," to activate this frequency right now. The blueprint in the superconscious. Think of the superconscious mind as a vast celestial library where the blueprint of your perfect life is stored. Florence Scovel Shinn calls this the divine design. It is not a fantasy or a vague hope. It is a mathematical certainty. Just as a seed contains the entire oak tree before it even touches the soil, your superconscious contains the perfect you. You aren't here to build a life from scratch. You are here to let the original, perfect plan breathe and manifest in this physical dimension. Stop the self-manufactured life. Most of us are exhausted because we are trying to live a self-manufactured life. We look at what society wants, what our parents expected, or what our ego craves, and we try to force ourselves into that mold. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. The friction you feel, the stress, the burnout, is simply the signal that you are living a human plan instead of the divine one. When you stop manufacturing and start manifesting, the struggle ends. The magic of the perfect place. There is a law of spiritual geography. There is a specific home, a specific city, and a specific chair in a specific office that belongs to you by divine right. When you are in your divine place, you are invincible. You don't have to compete for resources because you are exactly where you are meant to be. If you feel out of place today, decree that your divine place is now being revealed. The universe is already rearranging circumstances to move you there. The genius within. You were born with a genius, a specific talent or way of being that is so natural to you that you might not even value it. Perhaps it's the way you speak, the way you organize, or the way you care for others. In the divine design, your work is actually your play. If you are doing something that drains your soul, you are working against the plan. Your genius is the cornerstone upon which your entire fortune is built. Fear of missing out, FOMO, and competition. In the world of the ego, there is a limited pie. In the divine design, the supply is infinite. Florence teaches us that what is yours by divine right can never be taken from you, and you can never truly take what belongs to another. This realization is the death of envy. You can look at a successful person and sincerely rejoice, knowing that their success is proof that the law works, and it doesn't take a single crumb away from your own table. The filter of false ambitions. Sometimes unanswered prayers are our greatest blessings. Our ego often chases false ambitions, jobs or people that would actually make us miserable. The divine design acts as a spiritual filter. It holds back the things that are not for our highest good and prepares us for what truly fits our soul. Trust the no of the universe as much as the yes. Both are guiding you to the perfect plan. The cast iron affirmation. There is an affirmation so powerful that Florence called it cast iron, because it never fails to produce results. It is, Infinite Spirit, open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me now be released. Let me see clearly the perfect plan. When you speak this, you are no longer asking. You are demanding the alignment of your reality with the highest truth. It is the spiritual reset button for any stuck situation. The disintegration of the old. When you begin to call for the divine design, don't be surprised if things start to fall apart. A job might end, a relationship might fade, or a long-held belief might shatter. This is not a disaster. It is divine demolition. You cannot build a palace on the ruins of a shack. The old must disintegrate to make room for the new. Do not mourn the rubble. Focus on the architect who is clearing the site for something magnificent. Quantum leaps versus linear steps. Human logic says you must go from A to B to C. The divine design says you can go from A to Z in a heartbeat. The spirit moves in quantum leaps. You might be in debt today and receive a divine idea tomorrow that changes your financial standing forever. Never judge your future by your current linear progress. You are one spoken word away from a complete shift in reality. The power of recognition. The simple act of recognizing that a divine plan exists starts the wheels in motion. Most people live in a world of accidents and luck. By watching this, by acknowledging the design, you have claimed your place as a conscious player. Recognition is the bridge that allows the invisible plan to cross over into your visible world. Every time you say, "I know there is a plan for me," you are tightening the bolts on that bridge. The frequency of radiant ease. The hallmark of the divine design is radiant ease. This doesn't mean you don't take action, but the action feels fueled by an invisible wind at your back. If a project feels like you are pushing a boulder up a mountain, pause. Ask yourself, am I forcing this or am I flowing? The divine design is a path of grace. It is the easy yoke that the Master spoke of. The payment is in the plan. One of the greatest fears is, can I afford my dream? Florence is clear. The plan includes the payment. If the universe gives you a divine idea, a part of your design, it is legally and spiritually bound to provide the resources to fulfill it. You don't need to see the money first. You need to see the plan. Once the plan is accepted by your subconscious, the supply must manifest by law. Following the inner light of joy. Your joy is the GPS of your soul. We were taught to ignore our feelings and just work, but your feelings are your guidance system. If a path feels heavy, dark, or suffocating, it is not your divine design. If a path makes you feel light, excited, and expansive, follow it, even if it seems illogical. That lightness is the green light from the infinite. The walls of resistance are phantoms. You might think people, taxes, or the economy are stopping you. They aren't. In the divine design, people are only channels or shadows. If one person says, no, it's only because the universe has a yes waiting for you through someone else. No human being can stand in the way of a divine decree. Stop fighting people and start decreeing the truth. The beauty of divine timing. We live in a world of instant everything, but the divine design understands the season of ripening. Sometimes you are ready for the blessing, but the stage isn't set yet. Other people need to be moved, and certain events need to align. Trust the delay. It is not a denial. It is the universe ensuring that when your blessing arrives, it stays and flourishes. Words as architectural tools. Every word you speak is a brick. If you spend your day talking about hard times, you are building a wall between you and your design. You must use architectural language. Speak about the perfect harvest, the endless supply, and the open door. Your vocabulary must be as grand as the life you are calling forth. The circle of divine companions. The divine design is not a lonely journey. It includes your divine companions, the people who are destined to walk with you, support you, and mirror your greatness. If you are surrounded by people who drain you, affirm, I now call forth my divine companions and release all those who are not part of my perfect plan. Watch as the wrong people exit and the right ones enter effortlessly. Health as divine alignment. Disease is simply dis-ease, a lack of ease or alignment. Your body is the temple of the design. When you are doing what you love and speaking words of power, your cells vibrate at a higher frequency. Health isn't something you buy at a pharmacy. It is a state of being that manifests when you are in harmony with your divine purpose. Trusting the unknown path. The architect often takes you through back roads to get to the palace. You might lose a small thing to gain a massive one. You might be led to talk to a stranger who holds the key to your next decade. Don't demand to see the whole map. Just take the next step with faith, knowing the architect sees the end from the beginning. The release of resentment. This is the most critical block. You cannot enter your divine palace while dragging a bag of trash behind you. Resentment toward an ex-partner, a former boss, or your parents acts as an anchor, keeps you tethered to the old design. Forgive them, not because they were right, but because you are too busy being magnificent to be angry. Drop the bags and walk through the gate. The infinite intelligence is your partner. Stop feeling alone in your quest. In the divine design, you are in an eternal partnership with infinite intelligence. Your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship, but infinite intelligence is the engine and the ocean itself. You don't need to know all the answers. You only need to know the force that possesses them. When you affirm, infinite intelligence illumines my path, you tap into a wisdom that sees far beyond the horizon of your physical senses. The law of order and harmony. The divine design is never chaotic. If your current life feels like a mess of deadlines, conflicts, and confusion, it's because you've stepped out of the rhythm. Disorder is the result of trying to force things. Begin to decree divine order in your mind, your home, and your affairs. When you bring order to your thought, the external world must reflect that symmetry. Peace is the prelude to manifestation. The big dreams are the smallest tasks for the universe. Never be afraid of the magnitude of your desire. For the universe, creating an empire is as easy as creating a grain of sand. Difficulty exists only in your mind. If your divine design includes a life of extraordinary wealth or global impact, it is because you have the capacity to sustain it. Do not shrink your dreams to fit your current situation. Expand your vision to fit the grandeur of the design. The end of envy and the birth of peace. When you understand that your divine design is unique and custom-made for you, envy dies instantly. Why would you want what another has, if your design contains treasures meant only for you? Another's success is not a signal that resources are running out. It is proof that the law works. Celebrate the good of others, and you will draw your own good toward you with the speed of light. The spoken word as the rudder of destiny. Your tongue is the rudder that steers your ship toward the divine design or toward the rocks of failure. Every word you speak is a decree that shapes your future. If you say, "I can't," you are literally building a wall in front of your design. If you say, "It is done," you are laying the foundation of your reality. Become a ruthless guardian of your lips. Let no word of lack escape your mouth. The gift of intuitive shortcuts. Intuition is the direct line to the architect. Often, the divine design manifests through shortcuts that logic could never predict. A sudden urge to walk into a shop, to smile at a stranger, or to write an apparently random email. These are not whims. They are the winning moves in the game of life. Follow your hunches with blind faith. They are the treasure map, breaking ancestral and genetic patterns. Many believe they are prisoners of their DNA or their parents' failures. The divine design wipes the slate clean. You are not the result of your family history. You are a fresh creation of the Spirit. The moment you accept your divine design, you break every chain of poverty, sickness, or bad luck that has haunted your lineage. Your design is a new beginning. The power of unshakable poise, self-mastery, is the proof of faith. When external appearances seem contrary to your design, stay calm. Anger and fear disconnect you from your source. Florence taught that a man at peace can command the elements. If you stay centered while the old world crumbles, you accelerate the building of the new. Your calm is the command that says, "I know who I am and I know what is mine." The abundance of divine ideas. Don't just look for money. Look for the divine idea. A single idea from your divine design can be worth a fortune. The wealthiest people are those who tapped into an idea that serves the divine design of humanity. Ask, "Infinite Spirit, give me the divine idea for my success now." You will receive a flash of genius that turns your actions into gold. Blessing the obstacles as stepping stones. Every obstacle you meet is actually a servant of your divine design. If a road is blocked, it's because that road led to a dead end. Bless the obstacle. Because of that closure, you will be forced to find the open door that is much larger than the one you were trying to force. Nothing can oppose the divine design. Opposition is just an invitation to climb higher. Deepening the spiritual vacuum. A vacuum is not an absence. It is preparation. If something has left your life, a person, a possession, a title, do not mourn the loss. The universe is simply creating space for something best, not just good. If you cling to the old, you prevent the new from entering. Let go with love and watch how the vacuum magnetically draws your true inheritance. The harmony of the whole life. The divine design does not ask for painful sacrifices. You do not have to sacrifice your health for money, or your family for a career. That is the human project. The divine design is harmonious. It brings abundance in every area simultaneously. If one part of your life is suffering, it means you haven't yet let the divine design into that sector. Open the door. The language of finality and faith. Stop speaking in the future tense. The divine design is a present reality in the realm of spirit. Start saying, "I am so grateful that my divine design is now manifested." Time is an illusion of the senses. The more you speak in the present, the faster your physical reality must conform. Your faith is the substance. Make it solid with your language. The Master's peace in the midst of the storm. There is a peace that passes all understanding, and it is the peace of knowing your divine design is protected. When you are aligned, you no longer have the anxiety of competition or scarcity. The hurry vanishes. You walk with the grace of one who knows the banquet is already prepared and their seat is reserved. The protection of the divine decree. Use the word to create a shield. Decree. No word of lack and no thought of fear can penetrate my consciousness. My divine design is guarded by omnipotence. You are protected from all negative influence, criticism, and doubt, as long as you do not give them power in your mind. You are the only lawmaker in your world. The inevitability of your success. Success is not something you must earn through suffering. It is your natural function. As the sun must shine and the flower must bloom, you must succeed in your divine design. It is inevitable. The only thing that can delay it is your refusal to accept it. Accept your victory today as a finished and irrevocable fact. The joy of perfect self-expression. You were born to shine in a unique way. The divine design is your stage. Whether your perfect expression is in art, business, or leadership, when you practice it, you feel infinite energy. That joy is the proof you are on the right course. Do not hide your light. The world needs your specific reflection of the divine. The divine will is pure good. Many fear divine will, thinking it is something punitive or difficult. Nothing could be further from the truth. The divine will for you is life more abundant. It is love, beauty, and freedom. When you pray, "Thy will be done," you are asking for your boldest dreams to be exceeded by the magnificence of what the infinite has prepared. The immediate fulfillment of the word. The divine design is not a distant goal. It is a present identity. Every time you affirm the truth, the design solidifies. Do not wait to see to believe. Believe and you shall see. The word spoken with authority sets in motion cosmic laws that cannot return void. Your miracle is already in transit, moving at the speed of thought. The unity of your light with the world. Finally, realize that by living your divine design, you become a beacon for others. Your wealth helps the economy. Your happiness heals those around you. Your success gives others permission to succeed. You are not selfish for seeking your perfect life. You are a servant of humanity showing that the law is real. Your victory is everyone's victory. And so, the circle is complete. We began with doubt and we have arrived at absolute certainty. You now hold in your hands the keys to your divine design. You are no longer a passenger in your life. You are the architect who has rediscovered the original blueprints. As we conclude this journey, feel the power of these 40 blocks of wisdom vibrating within you. Your life will never be the same because you now know that a perfect place is waiting just for you. Do not be distracted by the shadows of the past. Look straight ahead, toward the light of your perfect expression. I am the spoken word, and my task is to remind you of who you truly are until you are ready to shout it to the world yourself. If you feel that this video has awakened something ancient and powerful within you, subscribe now. Join this community of souls who have decided to win the game of life. Click the like button to spread this light and allow the algorithm to find those who, like you, are searching for their path. And now, the final seal, go to the comments. Do not let this energy dissipate. Seal it with your word. Write with conviction. I accept my divine design now. My life is a masterpiece of abundance and joy. And so it is. Step forward with courage. Your banquet is ready. I'll see you in the next vibration.